How are you doing? Just waiting for people to turn up. Let's get my message settings sorted. Welcome to Juicy Killer Monster Live News, where you have your chance to have your say on today's breaking news, have a laugh, say hello, give your opinion, see what other people think. At the moment, we're waiting for people to turn up. If you're watching on playback, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this on playback. And if you can, maybe make one of the other live streams we do. We do live stream news Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 a.m. UK time. Used to be all the time, but it's a bit much. So Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 a.m. for as long as I want to do it. And we'll talk about the news, have a catch up with you guys, and say hello to everyone and see what you are up to today. So, loads of stories going on today, but before I get into it, I'm going to wait for a few people to arrive. And then we'll crack on with today's news. If you are watching today, who are you? Where are you? What are you up to? What you doing? Where you been? What you saying? Right. Hey, g'day, Tom Hardy. Mate, I've been called so many things. How you doing, Pete? You all right? Pete's from Australia. He's just said g'day, Tom Hardy, because one person dead said that I look like a Tom Hardy lookalike a few weeks ago. Mrs. slammed it down and said no. Since then, I've been told I look like Seth Rogen. That I look like I'm a reporter for Amish News because of the beard. And no tash, mate. Pete, how you doing today, brother? How's the hand? And did you get it checked out? So unfortunately, my mate Pete, Adventures in a Ute, over the Christmas period, cut his hand open and stopped his mate from falling down. Cut his hand open and had to have plastic surgery in his hand, which sounds really painful, Pete. So I hope it's all right. He said, "Yeah, good. Got the all clear from the surgeon. Excellent. What you been up to, Pete? I'm gonna have a chat with you first, mate. While we're waiting for people, why not? What are you up to, mate? What are you up to today? I saw your last video, walking through with your dogs and that. That was really good. Very cool, mate. Very cool. Don't worry, mate. They'll take off as soon as people find your channel, and they can see that you're specialising in POV walks and nature walks and stuff around Australia. You'll get the views, mate, and you'll get the subs. But don't worry if it's slow to start, mate. We've all been there. We've all been there, mate. You guys just resting up, really uploading another video. Cool. I'll have a look. If it's not the one I've already seen, can't remember the name of it. But if it's not the other one I've seen, I'll have a look at it later, mate. I've got a nice chill day today. I've been out looking for car boot stock, driving around and filming it. It's been really cool. Got some stuff on Gumtree for sale. Trailer's pretty much full up, ready to do a car boot sale. And I'm hoping, if the stars align and everyone's feeling okay, we can do a car boot this Sunday. But it's really cold over here at the moment. We've only got one car boot sale. Pete goes, no, part 2. All right, mate, cool. I'll have a look at part 2. But yeah, it's freezing cold over here at the moment, mate. It was -3 this morning in the UK. And I think there's a snow warning for where we are for between now and midday, and then potentially some stuff in the afternoon as well. Pete goes, I can't believe how much rubbish is around your estates. Yes, mate. It's crazy, isn't it? Completely different because it's so built up. Around here, mate. You got the block, so you got 2 areas, yeah. You got two different types of places you can get. Pete says it's 31 degrees in Melbourne, Australia. I'm well mate. Well jealous. It's freezing cold here. But yeah, around here, when I'm looking for stock, I've made it my mission that yes, I'm going to be like a reseller and mainly do car boots and chuck a few things on Gumtree. I'm not going to go on eBay and Vinted. I'm not interested in postage and all this stuff, mate. Just Gumtree is a place over here where you can put stuff on for free, list it for free. People turn up, pay you money for it, they pick it up and they go away. So I'll list some of the items on Gumtree, and the rest of them all get put into the trailer. And while I'm waiting for the items to sell on Gumtree, I will sell at car boot sales, and get some money for the stuff that way. But I've made it my mission, which I think is a good USP for the channel, good unique selling point, that I don't pay for any of the stock. It all has to be sourced for free. So round here, you've got three different ways I can pick the stuff up for free, okay? Number one, you're driving around, and people have put piles of scrap metal and piles of stuff they want to get outside the house, either at the edge of the property or outside the house for people to take. It is basically fly tipping what they're doing. I don't realise, but if the council knocked on the door and said, "Why have you put all that stuff out there?" They class it as fly tipping. But there's leniency because of the culture in the UK. They know how it is. As long as it's not a steaming pile of crap and it's like metal or stuff, that isn't out there too long. If it's been out there weeks and weeks, then they'll get a knock on the door from the council. But if they put a pile out there, it's usually gone within a day, 2 days, because there's so many people that look for scrap metal and stuff. So number one, you drive round and you can find the stuff for free in piles of mixture of scrap people having to clear out outside private residences. Yeah. Pete goes, the way you'll go and you'll fill your trailer, it's already full up, mate. If I put those tables and chairs and TVs in there as well, it'll be full to the brim. But luckily I've got a little bit of overflow storage at the side of the house. So I'll probably go out again maybe tomorrow or Friday, get another video out, get some more stuff, and then look to go out selling Sunday. So number one, the first way you can get stuff for free is driving around the houses. The second way you can get stuff for free is driving around the blocks of flats. So each block of flats has got a bin area. It's got bin areas inside the flats that you can't get into unless the council open the door, but it's also got an outside bin area, the stuff that's too big to go into the bins, and they stack it all up and it's just free to take. And the councils, whose job it is to collect the rubbish, they actually, anything from inside, they bring outside and they let you take free of charge, because at the end of the day, if nobody takes it, then they've got to get their wagons out to take it. So they put it outside for a couple of days before they collect it to see if anyone wants to take the stuff. So that's the second way you can get stuff for free. And the third way is customer call outs. So we had someone text us the other day saying, "Oh, hello mate, I've seen your videos on YouTube. Me and the missus are having a clear out in the loft." They said, once we get all the stuff together downstairs, he goes, "I'll take a photo of it, and if you want to come and pick it up, because then it saves them chucking it away, or it saves them doing a tip run. And if it's resellable, reusable condition, then I can use that to sell at a car boot." So that's the 3 ways I get stock for free, but I certainly won't be paying for it, mate, because every time I go out, I'll find stuff. Justin Blahar's Flea Market Fitness says flat is a primitive word for apartment. Yes, I guess it is, mate. Never really thought about it like that, Justin, but thank you for pointing that out, mate. Yeah, flat, primitive word for apartment. Well, I would actually call it like an apartment somewhere nice. Some of the flats around here, mate, are dire. Some are nice, but some of them around here are dire, mate. Pete goes, around the new housing estates here, people don't rubbish around the vacant blocks. Even tip trucks just tip anyway because they don't want to pay tip fees. Yeah, fly tipping. Call that fly tipping over in the UK. Now, there is another way. Justin Hambridge says, just here to join. Hello, Justin. How you doing, mate? Wicked name, by the way. Loving the name, Justin. It's a good one. Keep hold of that. But another way you can get stock around here. So you see these dumpster diving channels on here. Now, I won't do this, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I won't do this. So you've got the dumpster divers, fair play to them if this is how they make their living and stuff. But they go to the back of commercial premises, right? You know, the big trading estates with the big shops, and they've got the big bins and skips at the back, and they drive up to the bins and they drive up to the skips, and they don't ask permission or nothing. They just go in there. They open the bins like right at the back of the shop, and they dig through it, right? Dig through the bins in broad daylight or at night, and they pull out all the stuff that's been chucked away and sell it. Now you could argue and say, oh yeah, but that's the same as what you're doing. But there is a very distinct difference that between what I'm doing and what they're doing. One, when I go up to the bin areas, I've already got the permission from all the council workers because I've met them all, and the people that deal with the departments I know haven't got a problem with me taking the stuff that's been put out in the bin area. Two, I know street scrapping in and out because I've done it for years, and I know what I'm allowed to do or what I'm not allowed to do. If it's on the property, always knock. If nobody's in, walk away. If it's outside the property, it's bin fly tipped, and you can help yourself. And obviously with customer call outs, you know, they're calling me to take it. As long as I'm not charging them for that service, then it's all right. So little Shane, greetings channel, Justin Pete, getting ready for work. I'm listening. Good man. How are you doing, Shane? Shane's the Juicy Killer Monster Army. He's basically the whole army at the moment. Thank you, little Shane. So yeah, so that's what I do. Now the difference between that and going to the back of a commercial premises, let me tell you, let me explain to you, right? And if there's any dumpster divers that watch this, please listen, because I don't want you to get in trouble. I don't want you to stop what you're doing, but I just want to explain to you from a ex-scrap man's perspective and somebody that does the same thing, but not at commercial premises, yeah? If you're going to go to a commercial premises, ask permission, okay? Before you do anything, ring the bell, ask permission. I say, hello, I am trying to stop stuff going into landfill, I'm trying to resell stuff and blah, 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 whatever your reason is, and ask the manager. Now, if the manager says no, walk away and ask the next person. But you'll see nobody who does these dumpster diving things asks permission because they know they're going to be told no, right? Now, the biggest problem they've got is where these commercial bins are at the back of the properties. They know they're not going to get permission to take the stuff out of the bins. So they turn up in their vehicle and they park close to or near to where the bin is. Now, the problem for them is as soon as they get on that premises, their vehicle is shown up on CCTV. And without them even knowing, they, you know, the store manager or the shop managers don't need to confront them at all. Without them even knowing, they will call the police and I will say to the police, somebody is removing our property from our bins without our permission. Okay, now will the police come out and arrest them? No, they will not come out and arrest you. But I tell you what the police will do. They will make a note of your number plate. They'll say, what's the number plate of the vehicle? And if you've got any CCTV, send it in to us. Okay, this is what they'll do. And they'll make a note of your number plate and they put it on the national computer ANPR system. Okay, and they'll put possible theft taken without permission for this vehicle at this time. And then you think you've got to the bin and you think that you'll get away, you've got away with it and everything else. Now remember, they're not asking permission to take the stuff out of the back out of these bins at the back of the commercial properties, and they're not asking because they know they're going to get told no. So they'd rather not ask, take what they can and get. That's why a lot of them are running in their car and going out, because they know what they're doing is wrong. And it is wrong. I'm sorry, it is wrong. You've got to ask permission, guys. Now, I've seen one of these dumpster divers driving along and he gets pulled over by the police because he just keeps dumpster diving, right? Gets pulled over by the police and they say, oh, this vehicle has been reported for multiple thefts in the London area, right? Because every time he's gone through a bin, they've took a note of his number plate and put it on the computer system. Now, if you want to drive around everywhere in your car, and every time your car goes past a camera or a police car, you want it to ping up and come up for theft, then carry on going. Yeah, carry on going to them bins and taking stuff, and you're going to get in trouble. Okay. Other laws surrounding it. So let me just say here. So Pete says, "Good day, Shane." Shane saying hello. Dakota Miller says the Hollis will do nothing and like it. And another thing you've got to watch out for. Now, I ain't some pushing the law kind of person, but I just want these people to protect themselves, because there's a way of doing things and there's a way of doing things and getting in trouble. Okay, and I'm trying to push the way of doing things without getting in trouble. So people think because there's a law in the UK, it's called theft by finding. Okay, now there's a grey area in it. So if you pick up a wallet off the floor and it's got people's bank cards in it and it's got money in it, and you don't hand that wallet into a police station and you keep it and you get caught with that, that is theft by finding, because it's somebody else's property that is lost that you have decided to keep, and you'll get done for theft. Now, a lot of the dumpster divers are saying, well, you can't do me for theft by finding because nobody's lost this stuff. Yeah. Nobody's lost this stuff. They put it in a bin. So actually, what I'm taking isn't theft by finding. And they're right. It isn't theft by finding. But what it is taking other people's property without permission. Now, what they don't realize is these shops, these big commercial places that they're going into the bin areas of the back, surrounded by CCTV and workers. And some of the workers are coming up to them and telling them to go, and they're kicking off and arguing with the workers. Like, you know what I mean? You're just causing trouble. You're breaching the peace. You're causing a disturbance, mate. More and more violations you're doing, yeah? But when they go into the bins, what they don't realise is that company, every company, anyone that produces commercial waste in the UK, it has to be tracked from its point of origin to its point of disposal. Let's say this is the bin, okay? This is the bin that the rubbish goes into. The big company goes like that, they put all the rubbish into the bin. Now, the bin company, let's say the bin company is called Biffa, yeah? The dumpster divers are using the argument and saying, oh, well, you've put your waste in this bin, so actually it belongs to Biffa now, so it doesn't belong to you anymore. Wrong. Biffa, that does not belong to Biffa until Biffa pick that bin up and take control of it. All the rubbish and stuff inside that bin belongs to that company, right? And Biffa, when they come and pick it up, they will check the contents of that bin. Now, the reason it doesn't belong to Biffa until they pick it up is because if the company's put hazardous waste in that bin, Biffa's going to say, look, we can't pick it up because you've got hazardous waste, you've got to take it away. Because if there's hazardous waste in it and Biffa take it, they're now responsible for it. So all the stuff that goes in, all that stuff that goes in that bin, right, belongs to that company. Now, you can take the stuff from that bin, from that company, if you've got that company's permission, okay? But if you haven't, right, the laws that you're going to be breaking are potentially theft, if they report you for theft, taken without permission, if you're causing arguments and you're arguing with the staff, breach of the peace, right? If you're on site and you haven't got high-vis clothing and stuff like that, you're breaching the health and safety protocols. It's all these laws they're breaking, right? And then when that waste gets picked up by Biffa, then they take control of it and go down there. Now, if you go into that bin and take a load of stuff out and you decide you don't want that stuff and you just scatter it around, well, then the company whose rubbish it was in the bin is still liable for that rubbish because they haven't safeguarded that rubbish until it's picked up by Biffa. So there's a big difference between going around, driving around, getting piles of scrap that people have basically fly tipped on the road, fly tipped at bin areas, as opposed to going to the back of a commercial premises full of CCTV and workers. You're just going to get done in. But let's have a look here. When we have cancel hard rubbish collections and people put all their unwanted items on the nature strip, it's illegal to take. It's ludicrous. Yeah, different laws, mate. It's stupid, isn't it? When stuff's fly tipped around here, you can take the stuff, but you want to make sure you're not turning up in like a big van or something, because they'll probably think you're the one that fly tipped it and you'll get in trouble for it. Pete goes, people still take stuff. Chuck Cage says, in the US, I didn't think dumpster diving is illegal. I'm not an expert on US law, but what I could say is anyone, everything is owned by someone. And if everything is owned by someone, then you need permission to take it. Okay. And that's the safest way to go about it, just to protect yourself. I want people to get stuff for free. Of course I do. It's what I do. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say not do it. But you have to do it the right way. Otherwise, you're going to get in trouble. Skinny Vadi Vici says, shut your mouth, donkey. I tell you what, Skinny, why don't you shut it for me? Didn't think so. Justin Hambridge, great video, must go. Take care, Justin. Ice Spice One Fan says, greeting from the dungeon where I'm being held captive. I feel for you, mate. Call the police. Pete goes, vaping is weird. You walk past a group of dudes who look like gangsters but smell like strawberry muffins. Yes, mate, you're right. I tell you, I only like the mouth to lung vapes, like very, very small puffs. Get the people with the big clouds walking behind. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they don't die. Because you see them, don't they? They take the bloody vape and it goes big clouds like that, mate, everywhere. Little Shane says, the city in where I work made it illegal to stop and pick up other people's trash. It's stupid, man, isn't it? It's crazy. It's like, why would they stop you picking up other people's trash? I mean, I can understand. See, there's another board along with it as well. Skinny said it was in a question format. Let's read it again. Shut your mouth, donkey. No idea, mate. No idea, Skinny. But Chop Chop says, hi all. Hello, Chop Chop. But yeah, there's another side to it as well. Now, I understand this as well, right? So, bins, you'll never catch me jumping in one of these commercial bins or going through like a green domestic waste dustbin. You off, love? Yeah. Take care. Have a good day. Love you. Bye. You'll never catch me opening these bins, right? Because I don't do it. I'll quite happily jump through a skip all day, yeah? So, like people have got skips outside the houses with stuff. I'll knock the door, ask permission. I'll jump on top, mate. I'll pull it out, pull the lot out, even when I was scrapping. Some people have had those big skips filled to the brim. And by the time I was finished, mate, it was like less than halfway because I'd ripped so much stuff out when I used to do scrap metal. And Pete says, hello, Hada. She just got out, mate. TC says, brown spider in that pink loop on your right side. That pink loop on the right side. Yes, mate, I hope not. Not a big spider, mate. You're scaring me, mate. There we go. Skinny says, are you the character that says that famous quote, mate? What, Shrek or Donkey? So what are we saying? Which one, Shrek or Donkey? What is it, Shrek? Shut your mouth, donkey! Is that one there? Is that what you're on about, Skinny Vidi Vici? Chuckhead said, as a kid, I found an Excalibur sword and a fancy sword that were real on the side of the road. People left for people to take. Yeah, you can take it. Don't worry about it, mate. Spotting impressions, says Jay. Skinny goes, yes, there you go, Skinny. I've made you happy, mate. Thank you, Jay, VGL. So I've seen another scrapper, right, in Canada, right? And what he was doing, he got in trouble, mate. He got arrested, right? And what he was doing, he was walking down the back of houses. The houses were in rows and the front doors were the other side, and the gardens were at the back, and they had their bins, like normal green bins, blue bins, like for domestic housing. And he was opening the bins and going through the bins, right, of people's domestic housing. And that's a big no-no, mate, because fraudsters and stuff do that to get your personal information from old letters you've chucked away and that. And anyway, he did it down the road. And one guy kicked off. He goes, what the hell are you doing? Go around the beat, go, get out of it like this. And instead of just going, he argued with him. He argued with the guy, and it's the guy's bin. He argued with him, I'm just getting cans out, this, that, and that. Anyway, mate, he calls the police. Cop car turns up at the end of the road, puts him in handcuffs, arrests him. So there's grey areas, right? Now, over the years of being a scrap metal collector and stuff like that, I know what you can do and I know what you can't do. And I've got it wrong in the past. Like I've took stuff and people have said, "Oh no, I was using that," but it was left on the side of the road and nobody was about. And I'm looking about, I'm thinking, like there was an instance with a lawnmower, right? I was driving down, and matey, there was this lawnmower on the pavement. It wasn't on anyone's property. It was on the pavement. There's no plugs going in. It was a petrol one, and nobody about. And I knocked the door of the property I thought it might belong to. Nobody answered. Nobody about. So, it's obviously scrap. So I picked it up, chucked it in the back of the truck, and 2 days later he goes, "Oh, you took my lawnmower 2 days ago." I went, "No, I didn't." He went, "Yeah, you did. It was just down there." He said, "My mate saw you," and he got it on camera. I said, "Oh, sorry, mate." I said, "Well, I thought it was scrap." And he straight away said, "Yeah, it was my fault because I left it on the pavement." He goes, "I walked round to the back of my property and I was in the garden and I just left it there." So he took some responsibility for it, and I actually gave him a bit of money. I said, "Look, sorry, mate, this is what I got paid for it in scrap." I said, "There's the money. Sorry, genuine mistake." And we left as friends. Do you know what I mean? So I'm all for people getting stuff for free, but you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful. One, you don't want to annoy the people you're taking the stuff from, and two, you don't want to get arrested for it because it's not worth it. So just do things the right way, okay? So let's have a look here. Jay says not hurting anyone. Yes, it's right, but it does hurt themselves, mate, if they get in trouble with the police, and that's what I'm trying to stop. Skinny says, "So happy to finally meet you, Shrek. It's a dream come true." I'll tell you what, I'll be Shrek and you could be Donkey, Skinny. Is that all right? Yeah, that's a dream come true for me too. Chuck Cage says, "In the US, people make money picking up metal scraps. There was even a show called Scrappers." Yeah, that's what I used to do. I used to be a scrap metal man. If you look at some of my earlier videos, Chuck Cage, you can see me picking metal up for free off the roads and weighing it in. Jay goes, "God forbid a man has a hobby." Yeah, exactly. The thing is, the laws and that are tighter and tighter. I mean, I go out, I used to go out scrapping all the time, never got in trouble with the police once. Not once did I have the police at my door or ever get in trouble with the police. The main trouble you had was idiots that would put stuff out and then you take it and then they'd shout out, they went, "Oh, what are you taking?" You said, "Well, you just put a massive pile of scrap outside your house, mate. What do you mean?" So, but yeah. Someone says, "Where are you from? What do you do?" Johnny Milner says Australian. Little Shane says England. Yes, I'm from England. And what I do is I used to be a scrap metal collector. So I used to go around collecting scrap metal free of charge, weighing it in at the scrap yards and getting paid money for it. I no longer do that. I've started a new side hustle business, which is doing car boot sales. In some countries, they're called yard sales and stuff like that, flea markets. And what I do is the same, which is everything I've been talking about. It's the same idea as scrap metal, where you drive around looking for stuff that's been put out in piles just to get rid of, like from bin areas and stuff like that. But I'm looking for resellable items that I can put in the van, take home, clean up, get working, and sell at a car boot sale. So that's what I do now. Chuck Cage goes, "Isn't the point of scrap metal is to try to get copper from AC units?" You can get copper from AC units. That's one of the reasons people do it. But it's not just about that. There's all different grades of metal, like washing machines, a light iron, radiators and scaffolding poles like that. They're classed as shearing, and each grade of metal is worth more money. Obviously, copper being the highest, and then you've got aluminium, and you've got lead batteries, and lead and brass. It's about getting as much metal as possible, separating it all to get the most amount of money for it. Pete goes, "Did you ever watch Scrappers, the one in the car breakers?" Yes. Yeah, watched loads of stuff. Johnny Milner says, "I feel sorry for you living in England." Don't feel sorry for me, brother. I love England, love the UK. But thank you anyway. Jay goes, "I'm not a fan of the laws." Yeah, don't get me wrong, Jay. I'm not an advocate for you must do this, you must do that. I'm not that kind of person at all. I just want to clear up some of the grey areas from where people can very easily get themselves into trouble, and just the few things they've got to do to stop themselves getting into trouble to protect themselves. Because there's nothing worse if they're going out just trying to get stuff for free, and then a couple of days later they're driving in that same vehicle down the road with their family, and they get pulled by the police and get called a thief. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to just clear up a bit. Skinny goes, yes, I'll gladly be donkey. What an honor. Hey, donkey! In the morning, I'm making waffles. Pete goes, breaking news, Macca's Australia have just bought Vegemite shaker fries. Oh my God. Shane goes, yum. Yeesh. Get that Vegemite and Marmite away from me, mate. Bloody yeast extract. Jay goes, are you finding it's a better dollar for your time to do the resale game? Well, to be honest with you, Jay, I'm not trying to take over the world of what I'm doing. I'm not trying to earn massive amount of money or this and that. What I'm trying to do is do something I enjoy. Now, I enjoyed scrap metal, but I didn't enjoy dealing with the scrap yards day in, day out. I didn't enjoy breaking my back, lifting washing machines, cutting myself, getting shit eye and dirt and everything else. But what I did enjoy was driving around and getting stuff for nothing. I love that. It gives me such a buzz. So I'm still doing that, driving around and getting stuff for nothing. And then every time I film a trailer, I'll go to a car boot sale, sell all the stuff at the car boot sale as much as possible. Whatever sells, sells. Whatever doesn't sell, try again. If it doesn't sell after that, chuck it away. But yeah, whatever money we can make out of it, we make out of it, mate. And get a little bit of money from YouTube, not great amount, and get a bit of money from the car boots. But you know what it does, mate? It keeps me honest. It keeps me happy. It keeps me active, and it's good fun. And I think if you can find something in life you want to do that, you know, you earn a bit of money out of, and it's enough to pay whatever you want to pay with it, I think it's worth doing. I've worked my whole life hammer and tong, mate, hard graft, and I've only just started taking it easier these last sort of 4 or 5 months. And the good thing with that is it gives you time to think about what you want to do, what you enjoy, and how you can do it. Now, I could earn 20 quid at a car boot, or I could earn 300 quid at a car boot, and I could do that once a week, twice a week. You know, as long as I'm happy doing what I'm doing, that's what's important to me. Now, obviously, I know not everyone's in that situation. Everyone has to earn as much money as possible because they're in debt, and I get it. I've lived that life for many, many years. But where I'm at my life now, I've got this, I've got the privilege of being able to just choose what I want to do, and that's what I choose to do. Johnny Milner says, I like Nigel. Jay goes, fair enough. Jay, I appreciate the education. No problem, Jay. Chuck Cage says, I'd love to visit England. Yeah, come over, mate. There's loads of nice places in England. You can come over and visit them all and tell me all about them, because I ain't seen them. But there's lots of nice places. Oh, let's have a look here. Jay goes, that's so cool. I love that you get such a kick out of the activity. I'm struggling with depression, so I'd kill to have an activity that sparked that kind of joy for me. I envy you. Well, Jay, to be honest with you, mate, if I wasn't doing this, if I wasn't doing YouTube and I wasn't finding stuff to sell at car boots, which then allows me to create really interesting, cool content for YouTube. So the car boot finding stuff, I earn money from the car boot stuff that I find for free, and I earn money from YouTube, and the two complement each other. If I wasn't doing them both, and I was sat around the house all day, mate, or I went to do some job that I didn't enjoy with a boss I don't want to work for, I'd probably feel the same, mate. Honestly, I'd probably be a bit depressed like that. So you've got to find something you want to do, mate. And the trick is, if you do find something you enjoy, and takes your mind off things, you get a really good feel-good factor out of it. Like, I love coming back with a little van load of stuff that I know I can make like £50 to £100 for, and it's took me like an hour and a half to find, and all I've been doing is listening to my radio, having a laugh, driving around, so it's good fun, mate. I suggest it. Give it a go. Chuck Cage goes, I want to get in the comic book and collectible trades. Good on you, mate. Yeah, I mean, down here, one thing I've been teetering on the edge of getting into are these Pokemon cards. Because down at these car boot sales that I do, there's one that's on every week all year, and it attracts a lot of market traders. And there's loads of people down there selling Pokemon cards, brand new in packs, loose cards, all this. And my mate knows a lot about Pokemon. And if you get a certain few cards, I think they're called shiny cards, some of those cards are worth like 300-400 quid, mate. And if you get a set, the sets are worth like 1,500, £2,000. So that's what I might be getting into, but I don't like doing stuff unless I understand it fully. Do you know what I mean? Johnny Milner goes, I love your positive attitude. Thank you very much, Johnny. Appreciate that, brother. You got to be positive. You know, I mean, I'm just glad I'm back healthy, mate. Because on the 27th of December, I was sick as a dog all the way through until about 4 or 5 days ago. Absolutely sick as a dog, mate. So I'm just glad I got my mojo back, and I'm, you know, not on the settee dying with fever and the shakes and, oh, mate, it's horrible stuff. And Jay goes, right, it's infectious. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, I mean, go out there, guys. If you want to try it, I mean, anyone with a car can try it. Just remember, if you do want to try it, just follow my very simple advice, because simple is best. First of all, follow your gut. If you don't think you should be taking something and you haven't asked permission, don't take it, because you will get in trouble. Everyone's got a Ring doorbell and a nosy neighbour. Secondly, if you see a big pile of stuff just out on a pavement, away from someone's property, on the pavement, it's been fly tipped. Okay, anyone can take it. Put up in your car, have a look at a few bits, see what you like. Think, can I sell that? Is that in a good enough condition for me to resell? And Johnny Miller says, I liked and subscribed. Thank you very much, Johnny. Cheers, brother. Appreciate it, mate. And look at the stuff and say, can I resell that? Like, is it like a drill? Is it like an electric drill, or this pink Bluetooth speaker? See that pink Bluetooth speaker behind me? Found that in the bin area. Had no idea if it worked or not. Come home, put it on charge, turned it on, connected my phone to it. That's a 50 quid Barbie speaker. Okay, I've currently got it on up for sale for 15 quid on Gumtree. Took me 2 seconds to pick up, took me 5 minutes to test it, and now that should earn me 10 to 15 quid when I go to sell it. Simple little things like that. And always, you must always ask permission. And, you know, if you knock a door, right, if you knock a door and there's stuff on their garden, if you knock a door and you ask permission, nobody's there, and they haven't given you permission, and they've got Ring doorbells and all this sort of stuff, just walk away and then try another day. Because it's not worth you constantly checking over your shoulder thinking, oh, should I have took that, shouldn't I have took that? Because I've lived that life. It's no way to live it. But give it a go, guys. So let's have a look here. Little Shane goes, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. It's free, please, and thank you. Shane, you're an absolute legend. Jay goes, Pokemon cards, magic cards. Ooh, you mean legalized gambling for children? I don't know about the gambling. I think it's like a top trumps card, Jay. I think what I got from my mate is that different cards have got different energy levels or something. And if somebody puts a card down with 600 energy level, and then the next person puts a card down and it's 1,000, I think they win and they get to keep those cards, whatever the rules are. I think it's basically top trumps. But I'll have to look into it. But I'm only interested in it because those shiny cards, and I know you get a set of 5 shiny cards, mate. I've seen them online for 1,500 quid, £2,000. Johnny Miller says, I like to subscribe. Thanks, Johnny. You're welcome. Thank you, Johnny. Pete goes, you must have caught something of venom. His feet keeps going back to this Tom Hardy lookalike thing. Thanks, Pete. Little Shane's laughing. Johnny Milner, I just like your positive attitude. Thank you very much, Johnny Milner. And for anyone who wants to see what I mean about how I go about my business, or my side hustle business, whatever you want to call it, if you look at my earlier videos, you'll see me when I was a full-time scrap metal collector, and that's just collecting scrap metal. And then my latest videos, I put out like 4 this week. My latest videos are about collecting the car boot stock, and you can see how we pick it up and see what kind of stuff we get. Chop Chop goes, my council has cameras on lampposts opposite the recycling spots. £1,000 fine for dumping as soon as your hand is on it. Does the photo say you picked it or dumped it? Better off leaving altogether. So the best thing to do, Chop Chop, is all the bin areas I go to, I've got big CCTV cameras up as well. Now, all the council know me, and what I do is whenever you pull up, okay, pull up. They're not stupid, mate. They'll know if you're chucking it off or picking it up. They don't care if you're taking the stuff. They don't. You're helping the council. If the only time they'll care is if a council worker's turn around and said don't take it, and then you take it, and then they'll get you done. But whenever I see a council person, I just say hello, or take that stuff, and they always say yes. Because why are they not going to let you take it? But yeah, I've CCTV cameras over all the bin areas that I'm at as well. I've never had any problem with it, mate. Okay, don't let it scare you off. Just be sensible. Follow your gut. For you, follow your gut, but just be sensible. Okay, the council will see if you're taking stuff. But all I'll say is in that situation, if you pick something up, like you said, if you pick something up, make sure you put it in your vehicle. Don't pick it up and then walk back and then put it back. You know what I mean? So that's the best way to do it. Jay goes, if they're selling packs of randomized cards and some are worth more money than others, then just gambling with extra steps. If I'm honest, my brother is a professional Magic player. Oh, fair enough, mate. Luke Starling goes, morning, Sir Juicy. What's good? Luke Starling, how you doing, brother? Thank you for joining. Little Shane says, got to run to work. Hopefully you all have an awesome day. Shane, have an awesome day in Ohio and America. And have a good one, Shane. Take care, mate. Johnny Miller says you're a junk man. I'm a waste man, bruv. That's what the youth of London would say. They say you're a waste man, bruv. No, I'm not a junk man. I am now. So I used to be a scrap metal man, a scrap metal collector. But now what I am is I am a YouTuber. Okay, and along with my YouTube, I am a car boot reseller. Okay, so I pick my stuff up for free, I clean it up, I test it, make sure it works, I sell it at Car Boots, or I sell it on Gumtree, which is a site in the UK where you can sell it for free. People pick up and pay you cash money. But yeah, you can call me a junk man if you want them with me. Jay goes, it's like 6 a.m. and I haven't slept a wink tonight. You're so engaging. How am I supposed to sleep? Well, Jay, I appreciate you being on. I really do. So thank you very much for joining. Try to look at your picture. Can't see the picture, mate, but appreciate you watching. Luke Starling says, just been accepted for a course. Get on the underground doing civils, fully funded. Wallop, happy days. Well done, Luke. Well done, brother. Just been accepted, of course, getting on the underground. What underground trains in London? I'm guessing, obviously. Fully funded. Wallop, happy days. Good on you, mate. Good to see you doing progress. What a start to 2025 that is, eh, Luke? And Jay goes, it's a picture of a Kraken. Whose Kraken is it, Jay? Cool. Well, do you know what? We've been talking 43 minutes and I haven't done one news story here. It's supposed to be freaking news. So yeah, before I read the first story, Luke goes, yeah, man, over the moon. Well done. Before I read the first story, thank you for everyone who's on the live stream and thank you for everyone who's watching on catch up. Don't forget, we got a competition running until the 14th of January to find our top 10 subscribers. And that is the people that share, like, obviously subscribe, comment on as many videos as possible between now and the 14th of January, old videos and new videos. And on the 14th of January, we will be reading out the winners of the competition and you'll all get a nice limited edition 15 centimeter by 10 centimeter proper vinyl Juicy Killer Monster sticker for the top 10 subscribers. And top 10 subscribers are those that have commented, liked and shared the most. So let's have a look here. Jay goes, love me a cephalopod. Luke Starling says, yeah, man, over the mood. Can you read some Dear Deirdre? Dear Deirdre. Dear Deirdre, I think my husband's having an affair. I don't know what it is, but every time he comes back, he's got ladies' underwear in his bag and he's covered in lipstick. Am I just paranoid? Well, what I would do if that's my husband He's given him a slap round the face and ask him whose underwear it was. There you go. There's dear Deirdre, mate. Best for you, Luke. Just say no to the Kraken, says Chop Chop. Jay goes, congratulations, Luke. Pete goes, allegedly a Tom Hardy impersonator. Pete, you're the one saying it, mate. It's because every time you look at me, you think of Tom Hardy, mate. That's why. Luke goes, cheers, Jay. Adventures in the Years. The Kraken is a nice drink. Yes, it is actually. I've tried that. Jay goes, did you know that squid's brains run through their stomach? They have ring-shaped stomachs and their brains run through them because they're protostomes, not gerostomes. I always try and not pronounce words I can't read. But I try my best for you, Jay. But very interesting. Right, so let's talk about what's going on. So the first story of the day after 45 minutes. LA wildfire site is one of the most exclusive suburbs, but it's in the grip of one of Mother Nature's most terrifying levelers. Luke goes calamari and Jay says you did great, thank you. So this is about the fires in LA. The blazes are being propelled by the strongest winds in Southern California for more than a decade and are being fueled by drought conditions. Got a lady there with a gas mask on and a set of plastic goggles. So Pacific Palisades is one of Los Angeles' most expensive and exclusive suburbs, home to film stars and billionaires. The broad boulevards are framed by palm trees and gated mansions with swimming pools. But it's in the grip of one of Mother Nature's terrifying levelers, a firestorm which is ripping through community after community, raging and unremitting. 30,000 people were told to flee. Well, I'm looking at the photos of the people fighting the fires, man. It's bad. A billowing cloud of black smoke loofed over the main shopping street with its fancy restaurants and designer shops, threatening to destroy what many here consider to be their slice of paradise. It is a reminder of the destructive power of this sort of weather. Reza, a lifelong resident of Pacific Palisades, was evacuating with what belongings he could fit in the SUV. This is surreal, this is unbelievable, he said. So people are trying to escape the fire. He said, I lived here all my life, but this is like nothing I've ever seen before. This is the worst of the worst. I've never seen it with these winds. We just keep praying that the direction changes. But if the direction changes, it's to the detriment of someone else. That's the horrible part about it all. These houses, mate. Yeah, these houses are, it's like a scene from the apocalypse. Let's read some of these comments. Protostomus mouse develop after their anuses in the womb. Deuteromoses have the reverse. Chot Chot says, Dear Deirdre, I think my husband is having an affair. He is a coalman and comes home with one clean finger. Am I paranoid? He might have just had an itchy ass. Chop Chop. Fun biology fact of the day. Luke goes drought conditions and roach tips. Jay, also some birds have sex determinative eye colour. Either males have one colour eye, the females have another. Fair enough. Corn goes, I like Donald Trump better than Joe Biden. It's Joe Biden's fault COVID-19 happened, plus Donald Trump was right about inflation. It would go up if Joe Biden was president. Fair enough, Corn. Luke Starlin says dime bars are made with glands from a beaver. Are they? Is that why it tastes so good? Jay goes, what's worse is Trump might try to hold up disaster relief because it's a blue state. Also, it's pronounced Palisades or Palisades. I think you mate. Like I said, I never try reading words. I can't even bloody read, mate. Saying them. So it goes, January is not normally wildfire season, but these are not ordinary circumstances. The blaze is being propelled by the strongest winds in Southern California for more than a decade, fueled by drought conditions. Authorities are warned that the winds will grow stronger overnight, meaning that conditions will likely worsen before they get better. Police and the fire department went door to door, urging people to evacuate or risk losing their lives. On the main road out of town, there was a gridlock traffic with some abandoning their cars to flee on foot. Mate, the pictures look like Armageddon, mate. Yeah, Armageddon, mate. I'm telling you. Pete goes, actor Steve Guttenberg was fighting the fires, was he? Steve Guttenberg, who's that? What's Sir Steve Guttenberg been in? I recognise the name. Jay goes, no problem, just trying to be helpful. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it, brother. Don't worry. On Mount Holyoke Avenue, Liz Lerner, an 84-year-old with congestive heart failure, was on her driveway and visibly panicked. She says, I don't drive and I'm by myself, she said, bless her. Surrounded by fire, she don't drive and she's got no relatives. I have no relatives, I'm 100% alone and I don't know what to do. My father built this house in 1949. This is my family home and this is the end. I've never seen anything like this. That poor woman must be so scared. It's scary anyway, but 84 years old, by yourself, no relatives, living in the family home your dad built in 1949, and it's just about to be engulfed by flame, mate. Around the corner, another man was hosing down his multi-million-dollar home in a bid to save his property from the fire, bounding towards it from a nearby canyon. Said, I can't decide whether to evacuate or stay and carry on hosing down my house, he said. It's hard to know which way the flames are heading. Yeah, I mean, what you really need in that situation really is like a perimeter of sprinklers and hoses that you can just turn on and leave on, just keeping them flames back while you evacuate the property. It's not worth your life, is it? But, you know, you don't really think about getting those things until there's a massive fire on your front door. Other blazes were breaking out across LA with firefighting planes grounded because of winds, which are growing stronger by the hour. More homes, neighborhoods, and lives are under threat from this perfect and petrifying storm. Let's have a look at some of the comments. This is really just the new normal of climate change. More frequent wildfires, more frequent disaster and weather events. Yeah, I think you're right, Jay. Natural evolution of our planet's climate. Luke Starlin said, I saw a humpback whale the other day in Hastings, of all places. Weren't walking down the street, was it, Luke? Didn't just come out of a kebab shop. Adventures in the Yugo's Police Academy. Oh, yeah. Is that the one, the crazy one? Is that the one that's the crazy one? Is that the one you're saying? Pete's going like Steve Guttenberg. Is that the one like animal? He goes, rah, 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 that one. Jay goes, that's beautiful. Gotta love a cetacean. Whales are so majestic. Dave Tollerton says, good morning, Justin. Good morning, Dave. How you doing, brother? I tell you what, if Dave Tollerton lived nearer where I lived, he'd be inundated with TVs. I've stopped picking TVs up because they're taking up loads of room to store. They're really fragile, and I've got to wait until I sell them to know I can actually sell them. So as soon as I could have picked up another 3 TVs yesterday, David. They're littered, mate, round here. But until I find that buyer that can keep buying them, then I can't get him. Jay goes, what you need really is to undo the last 30 years of climate change. Yeah, easier said than done, brother. Caesar Saucedo says, hi. Hello, Caesar. Luke Starlin says, quite a rare sighting here in Southeast UK. Yeah, it is, mate. Good spot. Good spot. 40p says, let the begin. Luke Starlin says, her name was Chardonnay. She smelt of Charlie Red and crispy pancakes and had 12 kids and fathers. Was she sweating as well, Luke? Jay says she sounds beautiful. Oh dear. Gotta have a laugh, boys. Gotta have a laugh. If there's anyone out there called Chardonnay, we apologise. Jay goes, I love a woman who loves love. Dave Tollerton says, I'm all good, mate. As you say, it's a shame I'm so far away, mate. Yeah, I tell you, it would have been cool if you were near, mate, because I get so many of these TV. I would sell them to you cheap as well, and you'd probably get them all working. But I'm trying to find a TV buyer and a push bike buyer, which I will. It just takes time. And I'll just stack them up in piles and just shift the lot, because I can get absolutely shed loads of TVs, mate, and push bikes. 40p says Chardonnay got that super fuzz big. Sasquatch says you can pick the corn out of your and still eat it through nutrition, delicious snack. Well, things aren't quite that hard up at the moment, Sasquatch, but I'll keep it in mind, brother. Thanks for joining. Let's talk about old Trump, mate. Saw this about Donald Trump yesterday. Some of the things he was saying, mate. He said, yeah, he goes, the Gulf of Mexico, he goes, I'm going to rename the Gulf of America. Hasn't that got a nice ring to it? Because he hates the other name so much, allegedly, apparently. Mate, it's comical. It's terrible, but it's comical. He was on the news yesterday, old Donald Trump, and I just saw a snippet of what he was saying, and they were talking about the Panama Canal. He goes, the Panama Canal is vital for the US trade. And he goes, run by China. China! China are running it. He goes, not happening. It's not happening. So, yeah, I'm going to read a bit about Donald Trump in a minute. Luke Starling says, bubble and reek. Chardonnay sounds like a real woman. You won't last a minute in a... No, because you probably die from the clap, mate, after about 30 seconds. 40p says imperialism is back in 2025. Sasquatch says Trump is amazing. J imperialism back, it never left. David Tollerton says, I've seen your collection. Also, there's loads of people that fix bikes and sell them from home around Newark too. I mean, yeah, that bike I picked up yesterday. Do you see that bike I picked up? I put them all on Gumtree, right? That bike I picked up is a Specialized make. It's called Specialized. Aluminium frame, aluminium handlebars, aluminium wheels, not buckled, disc brakes, all working, air in the rear tire, grip on both the tires. All it needs is a bit of sanding on the forks, bit of WD-40, a bit of air in the back tire. I haven't got the valve to pump it up, and just an overall clean and a grease up, right? And that bike is primo, mate, ready to go. The crank's all solid and everything. I put it up Gumtree for 45 quid. Because I'm not like fixing it up myself, just passing it on. I don't want to spend all my time fixing stuff up. Just want to find it, sell it. Do you know what I mean? So it's on there. But I tell you what, mate, David, if you were around here, mate, you'd be rubbing your hands together, mate, because I'll get absolutely loads of stuff. I know all the areas to go. I've done them day in, day out. I know all, and I'm not even touching on 50% of the areas. When I go out, I only go out for an hour and a half, right? And I do 3 to 4 areas out of a possible 30 areas. That's how mad it is. If I did a full day driving around, I'd be coming back, unloading multiple van loads and hours of footage. Sasquatch says China's dog shy. Adventures, he played Cadet Kerry Mahoney. He was the main character. Oh yeah, I know the one. Yes, I know the one. Luke Starler says, get a penny farthing. Yeah, I'll tell you what, mate. Give me enough time, I'll find one. The only problem is I don't think I'll be able to fit it in my little Fiat Doblo. Jay goes, if you perish from the clap, you have a weak constitution and your bloodline was not destined to continue on this earth. Not after meeting Chardonnay in Hastings, mate. David Tollerton says, I saw the bike, mate. Defo decent. Yeah, and all that was outside somebody's house with a pile of scrap. And the guy was working down the side of his house. I knocked on the door. I said, hello, mate, collecting a few bits for scrap and stuff. He says, is it all right to take the bike? He said, yeah, help yourself. I said, does a bike work? He goes, yeah, it's just been left out in the rain. Help yourself, mate. So I said, thank you very much. Took the bike and left a bit of the scrap there for the scrap men. Jay goes, I shed no tears for your loss. Luke Starler says, claps nothing. Oh, I had that once, laddie. Oh, Luke. Jay goes, skill issue, really. Ravina Mina, what's up, dude? Hello, Ravan Mida. What is up to you too? Hope you're doing well. Jay goes, AIDS is very treatable with modern medicine. Yes, it is, actually. Sasquatch says, let's see the bike. Sasquatch, if you want to see the bike, yesterday's video, it's a 49-minute video. It's called Fantastic Fantastic Treasures Found, with a picture of my wife at the front. Click on that video and you'll see the bike. You'll see us picking the bike up, and there's like a 5-minute segment through the video where you actually look at the bike and you see me pumping the tires up. So have a look at the bike there, okay? Let's see Paul Allen's bike. Ravan Mina says, where are you from, bro? I am from Southampton. Whereabouts? Southampton, UK. Where are you from, Ravan? Dave Tollett says, would you have to take Lucy to ride the penny farthing back, lol? If you think I trust Lucy on a penny farthing, mate, do you know what I mean? Not a chance. Nah. Whatever I can fit in the van and I'm allowed to take is what I take, mate. And I don't stress about the stuff I can't take, because I can't take it. Pete goes, how's Lucy? Get over the headache? No, she's got sinuses, right? Got sinus problems, pain around here. But she's got these little tooth pickers. You know when you floss between your teeth and you pick your teeth? She was doing that the other day, but she was doing it for ages. And she weren't just carefully doing it. She was going pop, pop, pop. And I said to her, look, you want to be careful. You're going to pull one of your teeth out. And I reckon she's antagonized all the roots in her mouth, and it's sending a pain all around her head. So yeah, that's what I reckon's happened, mate. But she's at work today. Jay goes, I love Lucy. Thank you, Jay. Ravan Mina says, I am from India. Cool. Good to speak to you from India, Ravan Mina. Thank you for joining in. Jay goes, Lucy, DMT, ketamine, mushies, all the fun stuff. Luke Starling, what's Lucy? LSD? I don't know, mate. Jay goes, yes. Luke Starling, is that the American term for it? Lucy is acid, Kitty is ketamine, Molly is MDMA. Molly over here apparently is called Mandy, not Molly. Over in America it's called Molly. Over here it's called Mandy, allegedly, apparently. Jay goes, oh, Lucy is a person though. Luke Starling goes, Mandy, yeah, called Mandy. MDMA, Mandy. So I heard on various news reports. So, right, let's talk about Donald Trump. Donald Trump refuses to rule out military force over Panama Canal and Greenland as he warns NATO to spend more. US President-elect Donald Trump made some bold and sweeping claims during his second conference since being elected in November. I think he's lost a bit of weight, old Donald Trump. He's looking a bit slimmer, wasn't he? And Jay goes, yeah, Molly rules. Luke goes, I love Mandy. She dances well to drum and bass. I bet she does, Luke. Anyway, let's have a look. US President-elect Donald Trump has refused to rule out military or economic action to seize the Panama Canal and Greenland, as he believes NATO spending should be increased to 5% per member state. Goes great with Lucy. That's called candy flipping. Oh, I'm staying out of it, boys. I'm too old for all that. Speaking at Mar-a-Lago, Florida, Mr. Trump made a series of sweeping claims on what his policies could look like when he takes office on the 20th of January. He said he believes NATO spending should be increased to 5% per member state, while he also declared US control of Greenland and the Panama Canal as vital to American national security. The 78-year-old Republican also spoke of relations with Canada, as well as addressing his position on the Middle East and the war in Ukraine. Sky News takes a look at some of the key claims brought up during the conference. NATO. Mr. Trump claimed nobody knows more about NATO than I do, before adding, if it weren't for me, NATO wouldn't exist right now. So funny. It does make me laugh, Trump. Let's have a look. Luke goes, she's always welcome around mine when she was Technic. 1210s are out too. Never too old to experiment. Age is but a number. I call it therapy. Fair play, boys. I raised from countries that weren't paying their bills. Over $680 billion. I saved NATO, but NATO is taking advantage of us, says Donald Trump. The president-elect also said members of NATO should be contributing 5% of their GDP's gross domestic product to defense spending. The previous target has been 2%. Greenland and the Panama Canal. Asked if he can reassure the world he won't resort to military action or economic coercion in trying to get control of the areas, he said. No, I can't assure you in either of those two, but I can say we need them for economic security. He didn't add any further detail around Greenland, which he has recently suggested the US should own or control. But he said the Panama Canal was built for our military. This is Donald Trump. He said the canal was vital to the country and China was operating it. He actually said, you know who's operating it? China. China's operating it. China. That's what he's saying. It's so funny when he said it, mate. I tell you, I saw it yesterday. I had some Jack and Jills the other week called Trumps. They served Jungle Mania. Well, good on you, Luke Starling. I can't say what to do and what not to do. All I can say is I have done what I've done, and now, mate, I'm at peace. I'm at peace with a vape, brother. But you enjoy yourself, all right? You enjoy yourself, son, all right? Mr. Trump criticised the late Jimmy Carter for his role in signing over the Panama Canal to Panama during his presidency, saying it's a disgrace what took place and Jimmy Carter gave it to them for $1. Canada said, a day after Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced he was stepping down, Mr. Trump said he believed the US northern neighbour should become the 51st US state, even posting maps on social media showing Canada as part of the US. He mocked Mr. Trudeau by calling him governor rather than prime minister. He argued the US and Canada combined would amount to an economic force that would really be something. There isn't a snowball's chance in hell that Canada would become part of the United States, Mr. Trudeau responded. So there we go on that. Luke Starling says, I won't give up the rave hell. Nah. Guy says, hello, Justin and Lucy. I've met both of you before near Norwich. Have you? Guy says, hello, Justin and Lucy. I've met both of you before near Norwich. Have you? I don't remember that. If so, hello, Guy. How you doing? What were we doing in Norwich? Was it Norwich? Oh, dear. So, anyway, if you've enjoyed today's live stream, it's been really good speaking to you all. Got some new faces as well, and the old faces is good. Jay goes, what are you vaping, Justin? I'm vaping a Lost Mary BM6000 Cola. These cost about £9 each, and this lasts me a whole week, mate. Luke Starling says vegetable glycerol. Yeah, that's the one. But if you've enjoyed today's live stream, we do live stream news now Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, okay, at 10 o'clock. Okay, join in, have your say, have a laugh, have a chat. And it's good to connect with you all. Thank you all for watching. If you're watching on playback, thank you very much for that. But before any of you go, if you like the channel, like we were talking about today, if you see, we're talking about scrap metal and getting stuff for free, this and that. If you want to see how we get any of that stuff, look at some of my scrap metal videos on my channel and have a look at some of the newer videos, literally ones I put out yesterday and the day before, showing you how to get the car boot stuff. And if anybody wants to buy any of the items that I have found, because I haven't sold them yet, they're all in my trailer ready to do a car boot sale and they're listed on Gumtree. If you want to buy any of the items that you see on the videos and you're prepared to travel to Southampton and pick them up, feel free to drop me a message in the comments. And if you want to buy it, let me know. Also, if you really, really, really like the channel and you want to show support, think about becoming a Juicy Killer Monster Army member. Look under memberships, look at all the things you get. You get members only videos, members only shorts, loyalty badges, use of custom emojis, and when we've got enough members, we'll do members only live streams once a week in an evenings. Have a look and tell me what you think about that, my mates. Jay goes, that's technically correct, Luke, and I appreciate that. It is always the time. Guys said the same thing. Dave Tollerton, I put wacky cartridges in my vape. That's a different matter, though. Luke Styler says Juicy needs to head down Brighton from D and drum and bass classics and jungle mania. Luke Starling, I'll get you on the guest list, mate. Luke, I'll be sat at the bar, mate, with a shandy, going, "All the youngsters of today, look at them doing them dancing. I'll never dance like that." Nah, I'll have a dance, mate. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you for joining in. You guys are what make the live stream what it is. I really like it, and I do it Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 a.m. Wherever you are in the world, be safe, be happy. And if you like today's live, look at one of our videos, look at maybe becoming a member. Take care. But for now, it's Justin from Juicy Killer Monster.